let's talk about the Odyssey. Let me give you my casual cinema bro review reaction. And before I even really dive deep onto this movie, I'm putting out a PSA public service announcement to all you directors out there. Some of you have time, others, it may be too late. But whatever you working on, go through, make sure the edits, check them once, check them twice, check them 3 times. If you need to do reshoots, do the reshoots. Because Christopher Nolan just put his dick on top of the movie industry table. He's in another class. I'm sorry. We got to start talking about this guy differently. He's in another class. We're going to have some tough conversations. Hey, you baby boomers. Steven Spielberg, yeah, he was a legend of your time, but move over. We got Christopher fucking Nolan now. Now, lucky for y'all, after this movie, he's taken 3 years off. 3 years. Even he knows that, like, hey, I got to stop whooping ass. Not for their sake, because just for the sake that I'm getting tired. So you directors out here, make better movies. There's only one man that I think that honestly can look Christopher Nolan in his eyes, possibly. Denis Villeneuve. I probably said his name wrong, but it's all right. Doom Part 3. That's the only person I think that can go look Christopher Nolan in his eyes. And Christopher Nolan might still laugh, give him a little smirk. But all you other directors, hey man, enjoy this 3-year break. Put out whatever you got to put out before he puts something else out extraordinary. If you ever been to like an AMC theater and Nicole, like before the movie starts, Nicole Kidman, she talks about this is what movies and dreams are made of. She's talking about the Odyssey. You have a big name director, star-studded cast, a score that's just out of this world. Great cinematography. No CGI, no AI, all practical effects. We taking it back old school. No CGI, no AI. The only AI Christopher Nolan wants to see in his movies, the I for IMAX and the A in Max. I probably fucked that up, but I don't care. You know what I'm saying. The Odyssey was so good that Homer himself looked down and said, damn, that ninja defied the gods. It's that good. It's that fucking good. He really put his foot into this movie. I'm going to say this one more time. No CGI. There's fucking whirlpools in this movie. There's a fucking Cyclops in this movie. There's a Hydra in this movie. All practical effects. Hey, as much as I love Dune, I don't know. Marvel, you titled the Avengers Doomsday appropriately. It's Doomsday, my nigga. It's over. Christopher Nolan, you're going to get that Oscar. Now, I do want to talk about the cast. I have some thoughts about the cast themselves. Matt Damon, Odysseus. When I first heard Matt Damon was going to be Odysseus, I wasn't really sure. I'm not really a Matt Damon guy. Yes, he's in the Bourne movies, but not really a Bourne guy either. Man, was I fucking wrong. Matt Damon fucking cooked. He killed. He really, really bodied the character of Odysseus. A man with honor. A man that's defying the gods, trying to get his men home. And you know, when I'm watching this movie, and here's maybe some spoilers. I don't know. I don't give a fuck. It's only one person in here. I thought, like, yo, is he not a good leader? Because from jump, I'm like, this kind of already his fault. You know what I'm saying? Like after the Troy War, after they conquer Troy, Agamemnon, and I'm probably saying that name wrong, but fuck it, him right there on the screen, starts sailing out. Odysseus like, no, we're gonna take our own way. I'm done following him. We're gonna get home faster than him anyway, so we're gonna bang this left instead of banging the right. He fucked up right there. Now we have the Odyssey. His crew tried to turn on him. And they might be in the right and trying to turn on him. I feel like they had very good reasons. Like, my guy, we're only in all these situations right now in this film because of you. But this is when I realized he was a good leader. He took it on the chin, like, all right, cool. Y'all want to figure shit out on your own? Go ahead. Then when he had to come save them from the witch, he ain't throw it back in their faces. They got on that boat and kept sailing. Then I realized Odysseus, like, yeah, he got his faults, he got his mistakes in this, but he kind of like Reba. You know, like a single mom working 2 jobs. He's a survivor. He's just trying to make sure all his men can get home, as many as he can get home. People are going to die. It's going to happen. It's just like war. Casualties will happen. But he's a good leader. And then I also thought, and this is a credit to Nolan and also Matt Damon, because they, you know, you have a good director who wrote something incredibly beautiful, and you need the actor to pull it off. But did he want to go home? You know, that was one of the major themes on I'm trying to get home, but does he really want to go home? And I like how they tied that into almost like the PTSD of war. You know, they mention a lot of Zeus's law, kind of like the 10 commandments, but for Zeus in a way. And like I said before, Odysseus, he's an honorable man. Honorable. But you know, when you go to war, the person you were back home may not be the same person you're coming back. Because Odysseus, he came up with the plan for the Trojan horse. It was his idea. It was him. And right there, that's where I feel his character changed. In the movie, they made it a point to show that even when he hunts, he treats the animals with honor. When he strings his bow, he flicks it so they can just, boom, they hears it. Then he still goes on the hunt, still give them a chance to get away. So him coming up with the ideas, breaking Zeus's law to get into Troy, for everyone in Troy to damn near get killed, was dishonorable. In a way, he started the shift of people saying fuck Zeus's law. And he bared a lot of that on him. A lot. He bared a lot of that on him. So it's almost like, how could he come home? And I like how they tie that in with the sea people. Like, you know, there was the sea people going on, like, hey, we got to get ready. Everywhere in this movie, we got to get ready. The sea people are coming. There's these people that defy Zeus's law. It's the sea people. Odysseus and his crew were the sea people. I just thought how it was so beautiful how he was able to tie all that together with his character, and is tying it together with him not wanting to come home, not being the same man that he knew himself to be originally, having to play a trick, something dishonorable to end this war, bring it upon, or ending the Bronze Ages, as he would say, defying the gods. Matt Damon, you cooked. Next character, Tom Holland. You know, there's been a lot of debate on whether did he act good in this movie or was his acting bad? Was it good or was it bad? And I gotta be honest with you, I was in the middle, because I don't think it was bad, but I don't think it was like great like some of the tweets I was seeing. It's a solid performance from Tom Holland. Once again, Tom Holland is playing Telemachus, Odysseus, and Penelope's child, their only son. And I think he played it right. He's playing a boy who is trying to fill his father's shoes, but has no idea how big those shoes are. He's trying to be a man. He's trying to step up and protect his family, his kingdom. You know, everyone trying to get with his moms. You know, it's been like, hey, it's been years since Odysseus has, you know, been gone. Like, what's up? What's up with your moms? Where your mom at? And I think he played his character in a way that he plays it as just a naive. A lot of his answers were very naive. Like he didn't really think it through. Like, hey, just put me on the throne, or go ahead and get married, or whenever he was talking to Penelope. And I think the issue with people talking about his acting is because Anne Hathaway is such a good actress. She turns it up a notch, and she's bringing a lot of like energy. And while looking at Tom, it's almost like she's speaking to a wall. Like his facial expression, he's not really doing too much there. But once again, I think that goes back to him trying to be this man, also while being this naive kid, still not really grasping the situation at hand. I really do got to point out how the NBA cooked, and watch where I'm going with this. The NBA cooked during the NBA playoffs when they used LeBron and Bronny James for promo for Odysseus and Telemachus before the playoffs. Like, it was a promo commercial. I think they really cooked for that because it's really the same thing. Like Bronny James coming in the NBA, obviously he sees his dad's shoes, or he sees his dad on screen, knows how much he means to the league, but you really don't have the idea until you hear the stories. And you're seeing Tom Holland hearing the stories about his dad, about how he's the only person Agamemnon listened to. He came up with the idea with the Trojan horse. It's like someone telling Bronny, like, Ninja, your dad was down 3-1 in the NBA playoffs, the finals, and he was able to bring Cleveland back. Like, that's the type of stories Tom Holland character is hearing in this movie. These are the type of stories he's hearing. So I thought he did a good job. I thought it was solid. Anne Hathaway, man, she, like I said, she turned it up a notch. Very, very great performance. I wouldn't be shocked if she's definitely going to get Oscar nominated. I think everybody in this movie that got a lot of speaking or lines is getting some type of Oscar consideration for sure. Will they win? I don't know, but they're definitely going to get nominated. Penelope misses my man. She ain't care about nothing. She just wanted Odysseus back. When Tom Holland said, "You don't want me to have power. You don't want me to be a king. You just want a king." Look, that little brat in his face. Boy, I just want Odysseus. And then stormed out the room. I just want Odysseus. She really turned it up. I saw something online, and they mentioned how this movie is going to be woke, how this movie is woke, how the Odyssey is woke. What's woke about it? I'm not sure if they meant this, the casting of having different races and diversity in this movie, or did they mean there's a speech in this movie where Tom Holland says Ithaca needs a king. Let me speak to the elders. I could be the king. And Anne Hathaway gives, I guess if you want to call it woke, she gave the speech about how I've been holding it down since your father's been gone. It was me. I've been keeping shit up. And I can't be the king because I'm the fucking queen. Like, the bullshit, like the wokeness in that speech, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't see it that way. I saw that as almost like Franklin Saint talking about, it was me. I kept this shit afloat, brick by brick. And I'll be damned if I let y'all niggas fuck it up. Because you don't like how another queens or something like that. You know? I ain't mind it. I didn't think it was too much woke. I thought it was valid points. It's not like Ithaca wasn't fucking in the Civil War or anything. At least they didn't show that. So obviously she must be doing a great job as a queen. Robert Pattinson. Listen, he's becoming one of my favorite actors. I think he's in a league of his own in terms of his generation. I don't even know who's in his generation class, but whoever is in his generation class of actors, he's number one by a long shot. What I loved about his character is evil. He was a snake, pussy, But man, did he pull the ultimate reverse dirty Mackin card. I'm telling you. Listen, I like his game plan when he came to trying to get with Penelope. He ain't trying shit on Odysseus. He said, no, baby, baby, baby. Your man is him. He's the truth. He's the truth. But like, we do need a king though. Like he's amazing. He is awesome. But we do need a king. We do need one. We need a king. Bigging up Odysseus, telling lies, saying, yo, he told me to stay here to protect your son. I'm here. I'm that. Like, come on, it's Odysseus. You know he a man of his word. Like, come on, it's me. Dirty Mackin game on point. Reverse Dirty Mackin game was on point. I was thoroughly pleased. I was like, wow, he's killing it. But he is the biggest pussy. When it came down to the final battle, that third act, I mentioned earlier, Odysseus does this thing with his bow. Boom. Robert Pattinson's character remembers that even as a kid. So when, in the story, Odysseus, he comes in disguise, and when he does the bow thing, letting everybody know it's me, big Odysseus, Robin Pattinson's character started running. I'm out. He hiding while Odysseus is giving everybody hands, kicking ass. He looking like the Greek version of Jason Bourne. One of Rob's partners starts throwing down swords and shields, and you got, let me see if I can find a tweet. You got Robert Pattinson talking about, grab the swords, grab the shields, grab the shields. Big pussy energy, not even trying to take niggas on himself. Regardless, I thought he did a great job playing, like this tweet says, his ability to play an absolute loser, coward, asshole is incredible, and I would have to agree with that tweet. For sure. A lot of the rest of the stuff is just some of my final thoughts. John Leguizamo, underrated performance. He did a great job acting in this, being like Odysseus OG. He's like your dad got that one person like, yo, this is my OG back in the day. He taught me everything I know, all that good stuff. It's always somebody your mom don't even know. Like, who? You know what I'm saying? This is some random guy. That was him. That was him. That was Odysseus OG. Elliot Page, because his name is Elliot now. All you losers out there kept saying that was going to be Achilles. It wasn't Achilles, y'all. It was Scion. And he smoked the performance whenever they went to visit Hades, and he spoke to the dead, talking to Odysseus, talking about, you lied to me. You lied to us. There was a lot of Dion Waiters in this game. There was a lot of people that's coming off the bench shooting. And that's how you know that's a good movie and you have a good cast, good actors. There was a lot of people on here that put up points in the short amount of time that they were on screen. The second person is Travis motherfucking Scott. One of the first voices you hear in this movie when he's telling the story of Odysseus. His vocal inflections, I just thought he sounded so good. It was it's the clearest I think I've ever heard Travis Scott. It's the clearest. No autotunes, just his real voice. I hope he tries that in his music next. Great job from Travis, putting up points that way. I don't really have any nitpicks for this movie. And I thought I would. I thought I would have some nitpicks for this movie. And one of the nitpicks I thought this movie would have is pacing. It's 2 hours and 52 minutes. I thought this movie was going to be way too long. But this movie flowed. It flowed very well. And kudos once again to Christopher Nolan just for the way he structured the story. The story wasn't told chronologically. So even when moments felt like they were going to be dragging a bit, that's when we'll get hit with a flashback. So you got two things going on. You got whenever they're with Tom Holland and Hathaway and everybody in Ithaca wondering what's going on with Odysseus, that's when you get in the flashbacks of like the stories of Troy. You're not seeing the full picture just yet, but you're seeing people just talk about the things he's did or the type of man he was. And then on Odysseus' end, he's on the island stuck with Calypso trying to remember so he can get home, trying to just remember. He's still blocking out that PTSD, eating all the fucking drugs, plant drugs, trying to, not remember who he is. And that's when we're kind of getting the playback of how he got to that point. And he's also kind of seeing flashbacks of Troy. So they use these flashbacks and what's happening in the current present time of the film to lead us up to that fucking third act of the movie. That third act was some of the best movie stuff, things I've seen in a long time. When Odysseus gets back to Ithaca and he's seeing all these suitors they treat my OG wrong. They trying to kill my son. He played it cool. He kept the disguise on. Nah, I'm part of Odysseus' crew, but Odysseus is alive. He close. He just want me to assess the situation. Word to Agamemnon. He just want me to assess the situation. But when he realized they was trying to kill his son, when they realized that the suitors was defying Zeus's law, and his OG said, "Are you gonna make them pay? Are you gonna make them pay for everything they did?" And this is one of the coolest shots in this fucking movie. Odysseus looks back and he says, "I'm bringing it all." And the score, shout out to Ludwig. Once again, you did an incredible job with the score, but the score was just on point. What would have made that score even better is if they played that Dark Knight score, that dun 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 dun. I'm gonna put the clip in there. That scene right there. If they had used the Dark Knight never existed, and they used that score right there after he said, "I'm gonna bring it all." Oh my God! It was already at the sky high. That shit would have took it up there with Zeus himself. Once again, the score, Ludwig, you outdid yourself. It was very good. I was listening to the score earlier. It sounds great. It looks like the score mixes a bunch of different genres, in my opinion. I feel like you can hear a little jazz. I feel like you hear a little hip hop, maybe some 808 somewhere, while still sounding like it's for that time, that historical time period. Some final thoughts. I got a couple more here. I really enjoyed Agamemnon's costume or suit that he wore. A lot of aura with that suit. Let me see if I can find it. Agamemnon, I thought, like I said, his aura, this was like the Greek version of Batman. Like it had some Dark Knight to it. Like if this was what Batman would have wore to the Trojan War. This is Batman's suit. Great touch. Also, like how when we got to the sirens, and Odysseus wanted to hear the siren song, so they tied him to the post while everyone put waxes in the ear. Odysseus the only one who could hear the song. We couldn't really even hear the song. We couldn't. Once the wax got in everybody else's ears, that was us. I thought that was a brilliant touch, and Odysseus talked about what the song felt like and what it was. And it was a banger. It was a banger quote, and I hope I can find it. I do want to read this real quick. Odysseus tells him, "The most we want is what the most we can't have, and what the most we can't have is what we already had and lost." Overall, once again, I think the Odyssey is just a great achievement in film, just from a technical aspect, just from what movies are just all about, Big director, star-studded cast, the practical effects. Just a big box office film. And I believe Christopher Nolan achieved that. This was a phenomenal movie. I recommend anybody to go see it. This is my Odyssey review, and I'm out. Take care.